This is Sydney Babylon by W.D. Pollock. All names and events in the story are fictional. Any resemblance to actual persons or events is accidental and non-intentional. Historical figures and divergent points are used as the story requires in as respectful a manner as serves the story. This book is for Jamie and Alex, the most awesome sons a man could have, and it's dedicated to Bernie, Tim, and Jared, siblings of great regard. Chapter 1. Subway. 1. The train was full and someone needed a shower. Urgently. I know I don't smell like a bunch of roses, but Jesus wept. Someone was smelling very poorly. The train was pulling into Central and I was set like an Olympic sprinter ready to leg it when the doors opened. As they did, I excused myself as I pushed an elderly Asian lady out of my way to escape the mixed odours of a full day in the office, a quick jog to the train station, and God only knows what else. She wasn't too upset, and, in any event, if she were, I'd never see her again, so it didn't matter. The smoke and dust of this summer hit my nose like a warm embrace from an old friend after that carriage, and a deep breath led to a deep cough. This must be how the old man felt each morning when he started hacking up his smoker's cough. It was better than the stench of the unwashed humanity, though, so I suppressed the further hacks and made my way down the stairs. The subway passageways were thriving masses of humanity. 5:30 on a Friday afternoon was probably as busy a time as any in the harbour city, so I fought my way through the crowd and made it to the turnstile to leave the station. I had booked a room at a hostel just on the other side of the station, down near Chinatown. I was keen for a beer or two and something to eat after 2 days of a teachers' conference. I did the right thing last night, had dinner, had a few beers. I listened to the stories the others told and shared some of my own. I kept them PG too, just to keep the boss happy. I missed my wife. We hadn't been intimate in a couple of months, and she hadn't shown me any affection for twice as long. I missed her anyway. I'd sent her a message asking how she was and how the kids were some hours ago, but hadn't got a reply. Probably too busy having wine with a neighbour or her friends. Who knows? I didn't notice that I'd come out of the station and found myself in the open depression or bowl near the bus interchange. The thought of a burger or a drink from the hole-in-the-wall store there crossed my mind, but I put it off in favour of a pub feed and a half dozen or so schooners. There are a few pubs on the other side of Broadway, and from there just a short couple of blocks back up to the hostel. My stuff would be safe in my single room, so why not? I checked myself and made for the underpass below Broadway. It was busy and well lit, the overhead light just taking over from the dwindling natural light. There was a busker playing an out-of-tune guitar and he's singing off-key. He was trying to play something I knew, but I couldn't quite work it out. I passed on by, trying not to make eye contact so I wouldn't feel bad about not giving him any money. His hair was motley, and I reckon I could smell him from halfway across the chamber. He finished the first song as I walked past and started something else. It kind of sounded like sticking in my eye. Could have been anything, though. The foot traffic had thinned out. I guess most people walked up to get a bus. The passage to the western side of the street was coming up, and I turned left and became excited about the prospect of a cold beer and a chat with my wife. Passageway to the surface was in a bad way. It was dirty, poorly lit, and had a strange odour to it, like something had died, decomposed, and died again. I walked about 5 or 6 metres up to it and realised something wasn't right. The air tasted different, and the light had changed. It was dimmer, but a different kind of dimmer, if you know what I mean. The normal litter of the subway was replaced by what looked like ancient glass bottles and dull yellow cigarette butts. I stopped in my tracks and turned around, meaning to walk back down the slope to the underpass, but it was gone. Behind me was only a dusty path. The light fittings in the roof had disappeared, and the rough bitumen pathway was gone, replaced by packed dirt. I put my hand to my face to make sure I was still breathing. I was. Something was wrong. The absurdity of the Catfish song Subway started running through my head. Another memory from another relatively lonely period in my life. With a cold sweat breaking out my forehead and my armpits feeling too moist for my liking, I adjusted the straps of my backpack and headed uphill to the light of what I hoped was Broadway.